I'm sure you guys are fully aware that a brand new Galaxy Z Flip 5 and a Z Fold 5 are both on the horizon, coming quite soon, probably as soon as this upcoming fall. In this video, we have a series of little details, little tidbits from a pretty renowned, pretty reliable leaker from Samsung products and other products as well, but they do seem to focus a lot on Samsung products. Ice Universe themselves has tweeted something, and we're going to kind of run through these little details and see what we can suss out. And there's also one big thing at the end of this video that we're going to kind of cover and see what we think about. So let's look at the tweet now. Disclose some Fold 5 / Flip 5 speculation. I mentioned them before, but now putting them together. So the first one, both Fold 5 and Flip 5 will adopt water droplet hinges and support IPX8 level of waterproofing. So this is a pretty big one, okay, because the current flips and folds have a hinge that does not allow the device to fold totally flat, and it also gives them a crease that is quite visible when compared to the creases on other devices. This new water drop hinge, I believe that Samsung internally is calling this a dumbbell hinge, will go a long ways towards addressing both of these. For a long time, Samsung did not use these hinge mechanisms because it would not allow their devices to be water resistant, but now that is going to be something they're going to be able to achieve. Now notice that this says IPX8. What that means is it is water resistant, but not dust resistant. There was some speculation that dust resistance would be coming. At this point, it does not appear that's going to be the case. Number 2, the size of the Fold 5 is only 0.2 millimeters different from that of the Fold 4. Now, he says different. I believe he means thinner specifically, but that means they're going to be, as they say, almost the same exact size. 0.2 millimeters is very, very hard to discern. However, after folding, the gap disappears and becomes thinner, reducing the thickness to 13 point something millimeters. So again, because the Fold 5 now folds flat with no gap on the end, it's going to feel thinner when in phone mode and more than likely thinner when it is in your pocket as well. Number 3, the Fold 5 only weighs 254 grams. This is down from 263 grams on the Fold 4. This is still a hefty phone. It's still a heavy phone, but it's definitely going to be a bit lighter. That is a good thing. The Fold 5 outer screen is still 6.2 inches. Now, as I've said on a prior video, if the outer screen is staying the same size, and look, I know you could change the aspect ratio, okay, so we're measuring diagonal, but you could make it shorter and you could keep that same diagonal, but that's not what's happening. That cover display is remaining exactly the same as far as I'm aware, which means that the tablet screen is also going to be remaining effectively exactly the same. So the screens are not changing on the Fold 5. This is where things start to get a little bit interesting as well. The Flip 5 outer screen is almost square and 3.4 inches. This outer screen will occupy most of the area. So Ice Universe actually shared an image back on February the 22nd showing this cover display, showing that it basically has two massive punch outs for the cameras. Okay, so one really big screen. Z Flip 5 is very likely to be of this design. They're in further research. They didn't confirm that design here, but they did say that it was 3.4 inches and that it would be square, occupying most of the space. And that does line up with what we're looking at here. If you measure from that corner up to that corner, I just did this on my wife's Z Flip 3, it is approximately 3.4 inches. So this does seem to still line up. However, there is a new post from this website, this Twitter page, Technizo Concept, and they're apparently working with this super rotor person who doesn't have a huge following on Twitter, at least, but they do have 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know if this is a concept or if this is supposed to be a leak. There are mixed reporting on this. Sam Mobile is calling it a leak, but other websites are calling it a concept. So again, I don't know if this is meant to be what this device is supposed to look like or not, but they have a very different design, actually showing a big screen here, which would be approximately 3.4 inches, but then a second screen below, kind of like a combination of some of the older Z Flips with the Moto Razr. So very, very interesting looking concept. I mean, it says concept here on the screen, but again, some people are reporting this as a leak of what this device will look like. So it's unclear to me exactly what we're trying to say here. Going back to what Ice Universe said, no mention of an additional cover screen. So right now we're going to lean towards this just being a concept and not being taken as a leak. The inner screen bezel of the Flip 5 will be more narrow, so that means the screen can expand out closer towards the edges. This is a good thing as well for the most part. New touchscreen technology. We've seen Samsung iterate on this folding screen tech repeatedly already, going as far as to add a digitizer for a pin on the Fold devices. They continue to do really crazy things with these screens. There's a reason why everybody's using Samsung's screen tech in their folding phones, and they're apparently going to continue doing that. And then an eighth thing here, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for all of these things, the same processor as in the S23 series. Of course, that seems to be quite obvious, but that is a really good thing as well because this new processor is very fast, very performant, but also extremely efficient. I am predicting the Fold 5 and Flip 5 will both see significant boosts to their battery life in ways that people just aren't really fully contending with yet. If we see boosts like we saw in the S23 in the Z series, that's going to be a much bigger deal than people are making it out to be. I know these phones can look boring from the outside, looking at what we know about them, that not a lot is changing. But I think more is changing than people are realizing. These things are going to become much more fully fleshed out and polished devices as time goes on, and this new processor is going to make a big difference. So there you go, guys. That's what I've got to bring you today on the Z series phones from Samsung. You're going to want to be subscribed so that you don't miss out on more content, more news just like this as it does break. I will see you on that next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.